Our whole military basically lined up on the outer border of Iraq. Hearts racing. You're like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? We get the word to go, and then they just start going. We went a long ways. We rolled probably for 10 hours. They made contact and we spun around and we started going the other way, trying to get the Republican Guard to follow us. So then the Republican Guard started following us, and then that's when the main body came down alongside and just annihilated everything. I couldn't see nothing. I'm in the back.
Because you're just in the back. Oh, that must be
in
hard.
Total darkness. I was reading the Stephen King book Misery in the back of a Bradley going into Iraq. My name is James Willis. I go by Jamie. I guess when I was little, it was just a name that my grandfather started calling me because his name was James. So he started going by Jim and I went by Jamie, and it just stuck. So I don't know.
And where'd you grow up?
California. I was born in Northern California in the wine country, around a place called Healdsburg. Great little town at the time. I remember very little about those years, the young years.
Yeah.
I mean, just like everybody, my memory's not there like it used to be. We moved to North Carolina back in late 70s.
Where in North Carolina?
A place called Seven Springs, little tiny town. My dad was helping his uncle that raised him because he was getting sick. I don't know what was wrong with him. I was real young at the time, so we were chicken farmers.
Oh wow!
38,000 birds every 9 weeks.
Wow!
And I remember a lot about that whole process. It was, I don't know, the greatest time of my life. I was a kid, no worries.
Yeah.
We lived out there for 4 years. Once my uncle passed away, then my dad was like, "Look, I need to do my own thing." And we moved back to California, and he started working in the oil fields in Central California around Paso Robles. And then we moved up to a place called Middletown, California. That's where I went to high school. Great little tiny town. There was 1,200 kids in the whole school.
Wow.
School was kindergarten through 12th grade. We had the largest class to ever go through there, of somewhere around 76 kids at the time. So big graduating class. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, that's good. How'd you end up in the military?
Well, my dad, when I was right before I turned 16 in 1986, August 12th, was hit by a drunk driver and killed. So overnight, I had to go from being this carefree teenager to taking care of everything, because it put my mom in the hospital for almost 6 months.
Were you the oldest?
No, my brother, he was off in college.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And you were how old? 17? 16?
My birthday was in October. I was 15 at the time.
Oh, wow.
And he was killed.
Wow.
In August. Like I said, he was hit by a drunk driver. So I went from being carefree to, having to do everything for myself. It sounds, I don't know, just like everybody else having to grow up. There's a certain time where you go from being that child to an adult overnight.
Yeah.
And mine just happened earlier than most people. I'm sure there's other people, same situations happened. I mean, I talked to a lot of guys once I went into the military who grew up almost identical to what I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, after he passed, it was like, okay, what do I do? I ended up dropping out of school, trying to find a job. And at 17, no education, no one was hiring me.
Yeah.
So I went back to school, and I graduated with the class I started with after missing a whole year. So I was proud of myself for that. I moved out of my mom's house at 17. Something happened in the accident that changed her. She just didn't talk the same, didn't act the same. And I didn't know her at times, which is weird to say, but yeah, it's true. She totally changed. She ended up getting remarried. after I graduated high school, I was like, what do I do now? I was working with my uncle doing construction, steel construction, and I just didn't enjoy it. It was fun, but it's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, I don't remember who it was, said, hey, what about the military? You know, you have a pregnant girlfriend. If you get married, they'll take care of everything. And big old light bulb went off, and I'm like, oh, cool. There's nothing going on right now. I mean, yeah, you had your little tiny skirmishes after Vietnam with like Panama, the Honduras thing, all them little tiny things. And I never thought anything would go off.
So what year was this? 90?
90.
So no wars were going on.
No wars.
So you thought, okay, I'm clear to get
I'm
in there.
good. So I go into the military and I start, doing all the HUA stuff. I went in as a 19 Delta, which is a cavalry scout.
And where did you go to camp?
I went to basic training in Fort Knox, Kentucky.
In
November of 89 or 90.
And when you went into the recruiting...
No, 89.
Tell me about going into the recruiting office.
I went in to talk to the Air Force. I wanted to fly A-10s. I knew so much about the A-10 at the time. It was... the A-10 is a perfect plane. I mean, they built it around a gun. Come on now. And I wanted to fly one. And at the time... I was talking to the recruiter, and we would have done an 8-year contract where I went to school for 4 years and then flew for 4 years. Oh, great. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I passed everything, the color vision, all this test. And then they're like, all right, well, you need to get a height on you. I was 5'10.5". You could not be taller than 5'9" to be a pilot for an A-10.
I did not know that.
That's what I was told by the recruiter. He's like, you can go with any other aircraft you want, just you can't do the A-10. It's got a smaller cockpit. All right. So I walked out of his office, walked right next door to the Army guy. I said, what do you have? He goes, we got 19 Deltas are open. What's that? Oh, it's kind of like an MP, kind of like this, kind of like that. You do a whole bunch of all kinds of cool stuff. Showed me the video with the motorcycles and this and the dune buggies. That's what I want to do.
And what's it called? Delta?
19 Delta.
19 Delta.
It's a MOS, military occupational status.
Okay.
So it's basically what every person in the military, they have a specialty. Mine was Cav Scout. Other people's are mechanic.
Right. And what does Cav Scout mean again?
It's a cavalry scout. Eyes and ears, you go out first, supposedly. I mean, you always have special forces ahead of you. But back when I went in, it was the eyes and the ears of the Army. You just go out there, you're looking over the battlefield and reporting back. Old school military stuff. Nothing like the new stuff now where it's all done with
satellites
and your reconnaissance planes. And,
yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. So, yeah, I showed the Air Force their stuff, didn't I?
Okay, so where did you go to boot camp again?
I went to Fort Knox, Kentucky in November of 89.
What was that like?
First day we were there, it was rainy. Second day...
Well, what time of year were you there?
November.
Oh, okay.
We showed up in the rain. The second day I was there, it snowed. Third day, there was a tornado. And fourth day was like 85 degrees. So I'm like, where in the hell am I at? It was miserable. But then the weather, it finally changed to winter. And then it was just cold. Everything froze and stayed frozen in Kentucky. You know how that part of the country no one wants to live there during that time of the year.
How was the... Were they giving you the biz? I mean, were they really rough on you? What was that like?
Yeah, that was...
Your drill sergeants, tell me about that.
We were told to bring tennis shoes. A lot of times we wore tennis shoes on our hands because it didn't say you had to wear them on your feet. So we did PT and boots and tennis shoes on our hands. But you had to have your tennis shoes on. It was stupid. I got my nose broken basic by the drill sergeant's hat.
By what?
A drill sergeant's hat. I bumped into him and he spun around and went like that and hit me right across the bridge of my nose with his hat.
On purpose?
Yeah. It was, they yelling and screaming and got up in my face and did one of those numbers. And the hat hit me just right and it broke my nose.
Gosh.
And then my drill sergeant started screaming at me, "Get in my office." So I got in his office. He's like, "Let me see that." And he calmed all down, talked to me like he was a real person and apologized. "Look, I didn't mean to hit you, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, "Hey, it's all cool. This is all just mind games. I know that." He's like, "What?" I said, "All basic training is designed to do is to break a person down and build him back up the way the military wants him." I said, "I got no problem doing this." He's like, "All right." He's like, "Every night you're cleaning my office." And he had a can of Copenhagen. He asked me a few things, about if I smoked or dipped or whatever. I said, "Yeah, I used to dip Copenhagen." He left a can of Copenhagen on the corner of his desk every night when he left. But I had to clean his office. And we weren't allowed to have nicotine products. But yeah, every day I'd go in there, that can of Copenhagen would be right there. So of course I'd open it, take a dip. He knew. But he couldn't tell me it was okay to dip.
So in a weird way, you had a relationship with him that's
unusual.
Yeah.
I had a slight issue when I first got in there that, I had to go see a chaplain. It was something about it was a smell. I'll break it all the way down. It was a smell that got me. And the smell of my dad's clothes, something clicked. And from my dad passing when I was 16 and now that I'm 20 and in the military, I'm like, the smells of what my dad smelled like in the military
were similar?
Wow. And it set me off. And a whole bunch of the mental stuff that I'd ran from as a kid about not wanting to deal with his death and everything hit me.
Wow.
So I went and I talked to a chaplain and I ended up talking to my drill sergeant quite often. And he, from being a total, you do this dictator type, to seeing a compassionate side of a man I didn't know. And him having the understanding, it was something I needed at the time to help me get past and become who I am. I never got to talk to him. I talked to him once after basic. But I wish I had the chance to sit down and thank him.
A father figure in a way.
Yeah, he was.
How old was he? He probably wasn't very old, was he?
He wasn't much older than me. I guess maybe 30.
Wow. And you were how old, 20?
20.
Wow.
But just seeing somebody who had their stuff together, and it was like, wait a minute.
Wow.
And everything right then started clicking in my head that, just because they're NCOs and people that have been in a while, that's the only difference between you and them.
Yeah.
They were in your shoes not too long ago. It's just they have experience now.
Yeah.
And somehow that clicked in my head of just, hey, take every day as it comes. Just get out there, do what you have to do.
Yeah.
And just do it. It's kind of hard to explain. Your mind, I don't know, to me, one day just all of a sudden it clicks and everything starts making sense. And, okay, if I do this, this is how everything will turn out. I mean, not every time.
Yeah.
You run into those roadblocks, but it's nothing you can't overcome if you just have a level head. And that's kind of what I got from the military.
So in a way, that was kind of that kind of helped fix a lot of problems
it's what I really needed.
Yeah.
To bring me out of that child era. Came here to Fort Hood. Thought everything was great, got to my unit, made some friends. All of a sudden they were like, the stuff popped off with Saddam. And I'm like, who did I piss off? I mean,
this was the whole Kuwait thing.
Yeah, it's been 20 years since there's a major war. And then now this dude just invades another country and we're going to go over there. I don't want to go. I really don't want to go. And then it was like, okay, I'm going.
Okay, at this time, are the guys you're with, are they all gung-ho about going? Or
no.
Nobody wants to go?
you always have these one guys, oh, I want to go kill people. I'm going to go kill people. We get a chance to kill people. But then they get over there and they're the ones that are the scaredest. They're the ones that, I don't mean to bash religion or anything, but find God all of a sudden. Me, I didn't know the dude was missing, so he's always with us. You don't have to go looking for him. He knows where you're at. You know where he's at.
Yeah.
But, oh, have you found God? Have you found? Dude, look, we were back in the States a month ago. You were cheating on your wife. Now you want to act all holy? Because you think you might die? No, that's not how this works.
Okay, so when Saddam invaded Kuwait, did you hear about it on the news and then go, oh, we're going to have to do something about it?
Yeah,
or were they just telling you stuff militarily? Were they talking to you guys about that?
I don't remember where I was, but then we were like, this just happened. Everybody went into our day room watching it on TV. And the next morning we got the call, you need to start getting ready to deploy. I was like, deploy? I got a wife, a new kid? No. So in a lot of people's heads, you know, Vietnam came back up on how bad it was and how many people died. So we were thinking that was going to happen. My wife at the time was pregnant for the second time.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me back up on that. But I go in the military for the benefits. But then once I got in, it was like, no, I really enjoy this.
Oh, you did? You found you really enjoyed it?
Yeah, I did. I loved it. I mean, as a scout, you're out in the field, you're doing your job. That's the only time you're doing it. When you're in garrison, you're thinking of other stuff like, okay, I need to go over there to do this, do that. But when you're in the field, everything just kind of comes naturally. You know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Instead of just waiting around to be told by your NCOs, look, you need to go clean the motor pool. You need to go do this.
Yeah.
Look, why do you got to clean a motor pool every day?
Right.
The vehicles haven't gone nowhere. Just dust is blown onto the road or onto the paddocks that they're on, so you got to sweep it off.
Had you made good friends at this point too?
Oh yeah. We had our whole platoon was really close. There was 3 to 4 people per vehicle, and we had 6 vehicles, so it wasn't a very big platoon. I mean,
yeah. And what vehicles were you driving?
Bradleys.
Okay.
The original Bradleys.
And describe that to me. What's it called officially?
It's an M3 Bradley fighting vehicle. BFE. There's a few different versions. When I was in, you had your infantry style, and then you have your scout style or your cavalry style. The infantry style, you could hold more people, but for us, you could have a maximum of 5 people. 2 scouts in the back, a driver, a gunner, a Bradley commander. One of the scouts in the back would also be designated as a loader. So, I mean, you could just go up someplace, drop the ramp, 2 dudes in the back, run out, secure the sides, you know.
Yeah.
Your basic Army stuff.
Were they heavily armed at that point or not really?
Not really, not the original ones that we had. But right before Christmas, I believe on the 24th of December, when we were over there, we went back to the Gulf area. I can't remember what it was called, where they brought in all the vehicles on ships.
Yeah.
And we got brand new Bradleys. Right before Christmas, they gave us brand new Bradleys. Here you go. All brand new equipment. It was nice. And then we went up, you know, back to where we were located in Iraq. And then that's when everything kicked off and we rolled in.
Oh, okay. So back up. So when did you ship out over there?
We went to Iraq. I can't remember exactly what day it was, but I want to say it was the end of August.
You flew on planes?
Yeah, we flew on planes.
Which one?
Civilian.
Oh, wow.
You
just flew to Kuwait?
Yeah.
Wow.
We flew right into Kuwait City.
And what were you thinking at the time?
Was it Kuwait City?
What were they telling you guys?
No, it wasn't Kuwait City. We flew into Oh man, it's been so long. No, it was Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's probably more like it.
Yeah, it's when I went back in 05. I went to Kuwait.
Had they named this at this point?
Yeah, it was already.
Desert Storm.
No.
Was it called something else first?
Desert Shield.
Oh, Desert Shield. Oh, was Desert Storm the second time we went in?
No, it was Desert Shield at first, and then it was Desert Storm. It started as Desert Shield.
That. Okay.
And then went to Desert Storm.
Okay. And what did they tell you militarily you guys were going to do? Did they say anything, or were you just pack your bags and get ready?
We were watching the TV. We trained in our what we called the MOP gear, the military. I can't even remember the acronyms.
Oh, but you're saying the for.
We had to dress in all our
the rubber suits, so for chemical stuff.
Yeah, our chemical suits,
yeah.
And walk around with masks on here at Fort Hood in August to train to go over there.
Yeah,
and we would do that daily.
And what's that like? It must take a long time to even get the thing on.
No, it doesn't.
Really?
You can put the whole suit on in less than 2 minutes.
And what's it called? An
MOPP, Military Oriented Protective Posture.
Okay. So you can put it on in a couple of minutes?
I don't think military. Yeah. Your mask, you have so many seconds to get on it during training to qualify.
Yeah.
Because in a real situation, as soon as you hear an alarm, you put that mask on. You have so many seconds before that chemical can actually get to you.
Right.
Or get too much in your system.
Yeah. So you were practicing that
constantly,
in the middle of the summer?
Constantly, because he threatened to use chemical weapons.
Yeah.
And we thought we were going to go over there and get chemicals dumped on us.
Were you once you put that on, were you just roasting?
Yeah. Sweat would just pour off you, and you had to constantly drink. And you had these little straws that are built into the mask where you hook your canteen up and drink from it.
Okay. So now take me back. You fly over there.
We fly over there.
Into Saudi Arabia.
We land in Saudi. They take us off the plane, down the big staircase and everything. And all of a sudden that heat hit. And you were like, what am I in? It felt like we were in an oven. When you first open the oven, that heat that hit you, that hit as soon as you walked off the plane. And you walked about 40 feet and you just covered in sweat. And you're like, why are people fighting over this place? It was just weird. We got there at night. They try and shuffle you here and there and here and there. And I'm like, oh, this is just weird. And then we get over into these huge warehouse bays that are just open, just a roof. And they set us up on cots, and we have all of our stuff sitting there. And there's probably 5,000 people in this warehouse.
Just sleeping on
cots. And you have about, your cot, probably about this much room total for your cot.
And the whole thing is just cots?
Yeah.
Wow.
And walkways.
How tall was it? Like an airplane hangar.
Yeah. It was at the harbor.
Did they air condition it or no?
No. It was just all open.
Yeah.
Everything wind blowing through, so your stuff's getting blown everywhere. So they could climatize us for a few days.
Yeah.
Basically, we were waiting on our vehicles. We couldn't go nowhere. We didn't have no vehicles.
Oh.
So the vehicles get there, details go and unload them. And then we get the order that we're heading out. So they load our trucks up on these vehicles. And they have the...
Like semi-truck trailers?
Yeah. Oh. And then they have these Indian guys driving them. Who...
Really? Like Indian contractors?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
And we're going down the road, and then all of a sudden they just stop. They get out, they set up their little blankets, their little tea thing, and it's like, what is going on? We have to get to these points. No, it's their tea time.
That is wild.
Look, we're over here in a war zone now, and they want to have tea. So we ended up getting our vehicles off their trucks and just driving to where we had to be in the vehicles.
Yeah. And were you still in Saudi Arabia at that point?
Yes.
So they hadn't officially gone into Iraq?
No.
Okay.
And then we sat at King Kafad Military City. We weren't at that spot. We were close to it. We could see it in the distance, the lights of it at night.
Yeah.
But we sat on the outside of that, just what they call the screen line. A vehicle set here, go down a little ways, another one here, all looking in one direction, north.
At that point, you're not hearing anything on the news.
No,
You're completely just in the...
The only thing we hear is what we can get on the radio.
Okay.
A regular AM, FM radio.
Yeah.
And what our command is telling us.
And what are they telling you at that point?
Not much. But I was in E2, E3, new in the military still, kind of.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell me much.
Yeah. And what's going through your head at this point?
I was terrified. Terrified, excited. It got to a point to where, you start thinking, this is how it all ends.
And I want to back up just a little bit because I know something about you. And remember where we pick up. But you said your father served in Vietnam.
Yes.
Your uncle. Just give me that rundown. So you have a history of this. This is partly what's in your thinking, probably.
I know that my dad, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, all were in major conflicts. From World War II to Korea to Vietnam. And each one of them got shot. My great-grandfather was shot in the hip.
In World War II.
In World War II. My grandfather was shot, I want to say it hit his arm, but also he was a lineman during Korea War, putting lines back up on telephone poles for communications. And he was shot down from one. And it hit him in the arm and hit his belt. And when it hit his belt, it broke the belt and made him fall.
Oh, geez.
My dad was on his second tour and he got shot in the arm. So I'm thinking, odds are not with me on this one. So yeah, we were thinking the whole time, or I was thinking the whole time I was going to get shot. And there was one night it came close. Me and my gunner had rounds come in between us when we were up out of the Bradley. And 2 rounds went flying in between us.
Wow.
It was like, okay.
We'll pick that story up when we get there. Okay, but
But we were...
So now you're back in
We're back in Saudi Arabia, sitting on the Iraq border.
To Kuwait.
No, we
Oh, you're on the Iraq side.
We went on the Iraq border. We weren't even near Kuwait at the time. And we get the word to go. We go, and then like 10 minutes later...
Is this the opening campaign?
We thought.
Okay.
We blew the berm, went through, had to come back.
Are you right out in front?
Yeah. We're right there. Our vehicles are stopped at the berm.
How many vehicles are with you guys?
A whole troop. I mean, the whole army now is on.
Is it just a big spread of
vehicles? Yeah. Our whole military basically lined up on the outer border of Iraq before we went in.
So it's all going to be like pushed in as one thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I remember us going in and just rolling.
You're just across hard sand?
Yeah.
Wow.
It would be hard sand, then it would be soft sand. Little tiny shrubs about this big everywhere. We plow over them.
Were you told what to expect from the enemy at this point, or not? Nothing really?
Yes and no. It was off and on getting information, or for us lower enlisted to get the information. I mean, our NCOs were doing the best they could.
Yeah.
It was like a whole miscommunication, I think, with everybody.
Right.
And then, I mean, we're in the situation, so we're.
And you're positioned in the Bradley where are you at?
I was in the back at the time.
Okay.
As a scout.
And can you see out the back or no? Or you were like in a container? So you're just, wow.
We're just back there, have a headset on.
And there's a gunner up top.
Then you have the turret.
Uh-huh.
Where the gunner and the Bradley commander sit, and they're spinning around left and right.
Okay, so there's 2 guys sitting up there.
There's 2 guys sitting up there always looking.
Okay.
The gunner had thermals, all that good stuff he can use to see anything.
Yeah.
And we were the ones that went out and then turned around and hauled ass back after we'd made contact with them to get the Republican Guard to follow us.
And then, you do that first aid when you went out?
That was our mission, was to go out.
Okay.
Not just
like
us.
How far did you go? Would you guess? Is it like 30 miles or not even that far?
We went a long ways.
Okay.
We rolled probably for 10 hours. We had to stop and refill twice.
So you have
And
vehicles that fill up your stuff. Was it coming with you?
Yeah, we pulled into one area to do the refill and everything. I got out and we took incoming.
Oh, describe that.
It was just a couple small explosions, but it was not close to us, but close enough to know we needed to get out of the area. So we jumped back in. Everything kind of like just fast.
Yeah.
And it's been so long. I know I'm missing portions of it now.
Your heart's racing.
Heart's racing. You're like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then they just start going. And where they were going, I don't know. I didn't hear.
At this point, had they already started the bombing the shock and awe thing? That had already happened.
That had already been going on.
They'd already softened everybody up.
That had been going on for over a month.
Okay.
And during one of the bombing runs, the vehicles were on their way back, and we had a radar truck that was parked right next to one of our vehicles, or actually my vehicle. It was a radar truck that we were just using radar to see what was ahead of us.
Yeah.
But one of the bomber planes that we had locked onto it and dropped a missile.
Jeez.
But right before impact of the missile, they shut off the radar system. So it disarmed the missile. So this bomb went right through their truck, came at an angle, went through the big box that's on the back of their truck, right through their trailer, and stuck in the ground.
And didn't go off.
I meant to bring the picture today. I'll bring it over to tomorrow.
Wow.
It's me walking in my little jumpsuit, the green little Nomax, with a radio on my back, walking next to a lieutenant who's talking on the radio. And it made the cover of the Air Force Times.
Oh, I got to see that. So that impact must have been something. Did you hear it?
No.
Wow.
We heard it go through the vehicle next to us and then hit the ground as a big thud.
Did it shake the ground?
Oh, yeah.
And how far away from it were you, would you guess?
60, 70 feet.
Wow. And no one was hurt?
No.
Wow.
But it tore that truck up.
I bet some guys thought twice about turning that radar back on.
Oh, that truck was history. But then they had us secure it because the press was already. How they find out about this stuff? They were nowhere around us, and then all of a sudden you have all these people.
And that was different at that point, right?
The
war, the press was all over that thing, right? It was a big PR thing.
Oh yeah, they always coming up trying to talk to us. Well, while we were sitting out there, we would do practice maneuvers. This is going way back to about December timeframe. We had Mr. Joe Galloway. He was a very prominent figure during Vietnam as a reporter.
And he was with you guys?
He came in and was on my vehicle for a couple days doing documentary.
How old would he have been at that time? Was he older? Like in his 40s or something?
40s or 50s.
Wow.
He was a real good guy. Well, I'm trying to remember the movie. When We Were Soldiers.
Okay.
With Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
The reporter in that
is based on him.
Is Joe Galloway.
Oh, wow.
That's him.
Is the real guy?
That's him.
Wow. So he was living like you were.
Yeah, for 3 days. It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, he interviewed a whole bunch of other people, but he hung around our vehicle.
Was he like a newspaper reporter, or was he more like a TV reporter? Like, did he have his own camera crew with him and stuff? Or was he just by himself?
There was a camera crew, a small camera crew. I think there was 3 people with him. But he even slept by our vehicle. And it was like pretty cool. And then about 10 years ago, about 10 years ago, I found out who he was and about the movie thing. And I'm like, wow. I didn't know who he was at first until, like I said, 10 years ago. And it was like, that's pretty cool.
Now, at this point, when you guys are rolling out there, are you in the suit? Are you in the chemical suit?
Yes.
So all the beginning, you're just in that suit.
Well, we're not in the chemical suit yet. We have them at the ready. but we have on our Nomax, which is a fire retardant jumpsuit in case, the inside of the vehicle catches on fire. If the inside of the vehicle catches on fire, I got a lot more problems than just what I'm wearing.
Were you guys wearing body armor back then?
Yes. The body armor we had was about 2 inches thick. It weighed probably close to 40 pounds.
Kevlar, or what was it?
Yeah, it was Kevlar vest.
Wow.
And they were about that thick. And they were heavy. And it was just, all right here is just covered.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It's just mainly to keep your main body part together. If you could get in an explosion, come on now. What is that supposed to do? Nothing. You get hit with something larger than 7.62, it's not going to help you. Hated wearing it. Think it's useless, but...
Okay, so go back. So you're traveling out there.
We're traveling out there.
You see some stuff and then you come around?
Yeah, they made contact. I mean, not our vehicle, but the vehicles ahead of us. I'm not sure who it was. They made contact and we spun around and we started going the other way, trying to get the Republican Guard to follow us. Now we're shooting off stuff, just knowing we're not going to hit them. They're just shooting a few rounds just to irritate them. Like, hey, we're over here.
Yeah.
Look where we're at. So then the Republican Guard started following us. And then that's when the main body came down alongside of them and just annihilated everything. But we had come so far that we had turned back around and caught up with the push coming down from the side.
And was that all, tanks and everything?
Tanks,
A-10s and everything?
Bradleys. They had a lot of helicopters.
Okay. Apaches or whatever.
At the time, it was Cobras.
Okay, yeah.
We had Cobras in our unit.
Okay.
And, they would go out, come back, go out, come back. Just constant. Yeah, it was...
Could you see all that going on?
I couldn't see nothing. I'm in the back.
Because you're just in the back. Oh, that must be
in
hard.
Total darkness.
Oh, my gosh.
I was reading the Stephen King book, Misery.
In the back of a Bradley.
In the back of a Bradley going into Iraq. Listening to Bon Jovi through the CVC.
It's Bon Jovi.
Living on a Prayer was the song that was playing when we went into Iraq.
And how long are you sitting in that thing in the dark?
I don't even know. I know it was a long time.
And you don't get car sick in there? That seems like...
No, you learn...
That seems like you would get car sick doing that.
You learn to even sleep in the back as it's driving through all the noise.
Wow.
Because you can hear the track just hitting every little rock. And it sounds like you're in a giant grinder when it's going. But
How much space is back there?
It's about as wide as the table.
Oh my gosh.
And about as 1.5 tables lengths of that.
Wow. And how tall? Can you sit? You can't stand up?
No, you can't stand up. You can probably 4 feet.
Wow.
When you're sitting, your head's right there at the top.
Yeah. Wow.
You do have a hatch that you can open on top that lifts up. And then you have the rear that drops down the door. But other than that...
Okay.
And it gets dusty. They're not airtight.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just went in, did a little turnaround, and then it was like, okay, war's over. And then I'm thinking, did we miss something somewhere? Well, before we rolled into Iraq, I remember there was one night where there was a helicopter that went over us. They weren't sure if it was a friendly or enemy. So they sent us on patrol, and it just happened to be my birthday. And I was turning 21, and Sergeant Roberson, great guy. I don't know, I felt more like he was a big brother to me. He was always, he was a jerk half the time, but he'd watch out for us.
Yeah.
He was only knee 5, but he would make sure that the lowers were taken care of.
Yeah.
And nobody else messed with us except him.
Yeah.
That his only pleasure was, treating us like crap, but nobody else could. But he was a good guy, or is a good guy. or Sergeant Roberson, me, and like 3 other guys were picked to do a patrol.
Just one vehicle?
Not even a vehicle.
You're just out on foot.
We were out on foot.
Wow.
No weapons.
They don't give you any weapons?
We weren't issued ammo yet. You can't bust that ammo open yet, not until you're shot at.
So you're not even carrying?
No. They did not let us open any ammo until the day we blew up the berm.
So how long in was that?
We had sat up there for 2 months.
Okay, that's weird.
Just sitting there, just no ammo. It's like, okay, we have night vision. We have all these guns. We have no ammo for them. We have the ammo. We just couldn't open it.
Are you carrying the guns?
Yes.
With no ammo?
With no ammo. Yeah.
That's whack.
We had to carry our own rifle. I mean, just like it should have been, but we had no ammo from the time we left. We carried it on the plane all the way, even when we landed in Saudi, walking around with a weapon, no ammo.
All right, so back up. So tell me, you go on this patrol. Is it at night?
It's at night.
You have the nods on?
We have nods and bayonets. We did have bayonets.
Okay.
And they want us to walk up on top of this big sand dune mountain thing that's totally flat. And we get up there and we're peeking. And it's kind of like that time of night where you can't really see, but you can see shadows and
yeah,
you just can't see any detail. And we see this like bunker looking area on top of this hill. And it's like, wait a minute, this is right next to where we've been staying for the last 2 weeks. What is that? No one has seen this.
No one had gone up there?
No.
Wow.
So we ended up charging into this little bunker, me and these other guys, and just nobody in there. But it was just that excitement, that rush, that oh my God, this is about to really get serious.
Yeah.
And then you charge into it and there's nothing there. And it's like, okay. Let's get this pain that I have in my chest to go down a little bit now from the adrenaline. And then everybody's just shaking. And Sergeant Rob was like, screw this, let's go back.
How far did you walk?
About 3 miles.
Okay.
Not very far.
Yeah.
But the whole time you're thinking and just your mind goes crazy in a time like that.
Yeah.
There's probably 600 different scenarios your mind goes through in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? But nothing happened. So we get back to the vehicles and then a few days go by and then we roll out of there, get up to the berm, and then everything kicks off.
Okay, tell me that story.
Well, when we got to the berm, we would sit there and it's like, okay, what are we doing? Nobody knows what we're doing. And then it's like, oh, you got to get this done. Okay. Getting everything done and then hurry up and wait. just wait. Well, what are we waiting for? Don't worry about it. Just wait. I mean, when you're lower enlisted, nobody tells you anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like a need to know, but look, we all need to know what's going on. That's one thing I hate about it. They keep so many people in the dark. I think if they were to let people know exactly what's going on, most conflicts would be a little less stressful on the people participating.
Yeah.
So then, we blow the berm, roll in.
Tell me that. What's the berm? Is it a man-made?
Yeah, it's
by the Americans, or was it there from Iraq?
I don't really know.
Before they blew the berm, did they tell you that's what they were going to do, and you guys are just going to rush?
Yeah. We all got in the vehicles.
Okay.
Now
are you in the back again?
Yeah, I'm in the back, and you hear them saying, okay, they do this little thing where everybody starts up at the same time, which is, I don't know. Some of the stuff the military did just didn't make sense. We're going to start all the vehicles at the same time. That way they can't hear how many there is, but yet they can count how many little smoke plumes come up and where the smoke is coming from the diesel engines. It just didn't make sense.
Big explosion when they blew the berm?
Yeah. It just...
Okay.
And then everybody just starts going through.
And how fast can a Bradley go?
On a hard packed surface, probably 50 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh, with a track?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
There were times we got to do displays on Fort Hood after Desert Storm and everything, where we were driving down one of the roads in front of the division headquarters during the chain of command.
Yeah.
And they would have me just do donuts and then take off.
You were driving it?
Yeah.
Was it fun to drive?
Oh, yeah. Because you could sit there and spin a Bradley on a dime or any track vehicle on a dime. Just spin it. And when you're out in the sand and you're just flying along and you hit the controls to where you have pivot steer and you turn the steering yoke and just keep your foot on the gas, that vehicle actually power slide. And as you're sliding, your tracks are still spinning. So you're just throwing sand way up in the air.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Are they pretty reliable?
Yeah. If you do your maintenance on them and keep everything clean to where you can see what's going on, even on the engine, no problems.
And they're diesel?
Yeah.
Okay.
A big Cummins engine.
Okay, so go back. So now all the engines are rolling.
All the engines are rolling. They've already blown the berm. We're sitting there. And then everybody just starts pouring through. And they just start filing in. And then...
But you're in the back in the dark.
I'm in the back just sitting there having a good time reading a book.
Okay.
I mean, what else am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Sit back there and...
Are you hearing explosions and stuff?
No. The only thing I hear is that Bradley...
engine.
Just... That's all you hear is a grumbling, clanking. And you're like, okay, this is cool.
Are you worked up at this point or no?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's hyped up.
Okay.
And I'm back there reading. And I was at the part in the book where she cuts his legs off with a hacksaw, cauterizes him with a blowtorch.
That's the part of misery that you're in.
Yeah. And then we're going, we stop, and they're like, all right, we got to do this. And then, all right, get back in, we're going. Everybody jumps back in and we're hauling ass. And then the whole war takes place. And when we're doing our little loop around to come back in, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, everything's over. Get on the screen line. Screen line is when they just set all the vehicles up looking forward. And I'm thinking, what do you mean it's over? They surrendered. What? I thought we were going to war.
So they stopped the vehicle and you got out?
Well, we stopped, set up this long screen line, which is miles, whole squadron.
Just vehicles, tanks, and...
Yeah, the whole squadron. You could look down and see just vehicle after vehicle.
How many vehicles would you guess?
In a squadron? Well, there's 6, 18... 1, 2, 3, 4. I would guess a whole 150.
Wow. So it was a big lineup.
The whole squadron.
Just everybody facing.
Well, I mean,
next
you
to
have
each other.
all your support vehicles are behind you, of course, but all your armored vehicles are up front,
just facing the same direction.
Facing the same direction, waiting for somebody to show up. And then all of a sudden, we're sitting there, and it's nighttime, and it's my turn for security, and I'm scanning with the Bradley, and my lieutenant's sitting next to me. My lieutenant's sitting next to me. We'll just leave it at that. And he is starting to doze off, and I'm, going back and forth with the
Are you in the turret?
Yeah, I'm in the turret, and I'm just bringing the turret around because you can see great with those thermals at the time. It was, I loved them. And I'm going, and okay, there's a Bradley, and then I'm bringing it on back around, and I see a vehicle. I'm like, that vehicle's not supposed to be there, and I go back to it, and it was an enemy vehicle. A BMP with about 6 guys sitting on top.
How far away?
400 or 500 feet.
Oh my gosh.
If that. And I smacked my lieutenant, and I'm like, we have a BMP in front of us. He's like, no, we don't. And I said, that's a Bradley. And I pulled the turret over, and I showed him what a Bradley looked like in the thermals, and I brought it back. I said, that's a damn BMP. And right then, I reached over and I armed the system. It's like, okay. And I heard a round go. Somebody else had fired at it, so I grabbed my triggers and I went, pop, 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 pop. And then the lieutenant grabs the controls. And he pulls back. And when he did, he turned the turret and shot over another platoon's vehicle.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, after that little incident, the commander from that vehicle was another lieutenant. He came over, grabbed Lieutenant up out of the turret, just flipped him out onto the ground. From way up there, just grabbed him, pulled him up, flipped him on the ground, started beating on him. I was like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, one lieutenant almost shot another one. So, yeah. He ended up gone shortly after that. Me and him had an incident where, he made me low crawl in the gravel because my weapon that, we hadn't been issued ammo for, the safe semi switch was turned from safe to semi. But we haven't had ammo. And he went off the wall and made me low crawl in this little pea gravel that was sharp as hell. And
for how long?
Oh, just a couple seconds, and I jumped up and got up in his face, and I told him I wasn't doing it, and he pushed me, and I laid him out.
Wow. Did you get punished for that?
He got up. My section leader grabbed a hold of me and took me outside. He ran into the commander's tent. The lieutenant ran into the commander's tent, which was 2 tents down from ours. And you could hear him yelling about, I just had a soldier hit me. And the commander's like, well, did you hit him back? And he said no. And then he was called a pussy and was told to get out of the tent.
And then later the incident happened in the turret. Yeah. And then he was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my platoon sergeant grabbed a hold of me, yelled at me, little short Hawaiian guy, and told me to get in the back of his vehicle. He jumped in the back and he grabbed this, what we call the troop door. It's on the ramp. It's a heavy, heavy door. And he just jumped in and shut it. And I was like, oh my God, he's pissed. Just a little guy just grabbed this huge door and boom.
And you're in the Bradley now.
Yeah, and he's yelling and screaming. Then he looks at me and he goes, next time you do that, make sure I'm there. Right on. We had a certain word that if we heard come across our intercom, that we knew to get out of the Bradley.
Which was?
Pakalolo. I don't know why I still remember it. Don't know what it means, but a pakalolo, if we heard that,
get out.
Get out.
And what was the purpose behind that? Like,
because friendly fire was getting ready to happen. Me, my gunner, my driver knew, but the lieutenant didn't know. Yeah, he would have been, dealt with.
Yeah.
But yeah, after we got back, he disappeared. Don't know. I heard he got kicked out. I heard he went to another unit. But he kept telling us that he was special forces. And then we found out that this lieutenant was a supply NCO before he became an officer. Yes, he was connected to a special forces unit, but he was not special forces.
He was making sure they had supply.
Yeah. But he told everybody that he was an operator.
Yeah. Now, did you ever make contact with Iraqis then?
Well, with that vehicle, we ended up shooting it up.
Well, give me that story.
Once we saw the BMP and everything, and the lieutenant shot over the vehicle, we had to go secure it. We drive up on the vehicle. There's...
this is night now?
Yeah, this is night.
You have nods on?
No, it was...
It was pretty, like the moon was
pretty,
out or something?
Yeah, you could see pretty clear. It was almost like daytime at night over there sometimes. Wow. Yeah. But then there was some nights to where you could put your hand in front of your face and not see it.
Yeah.
But you could look up and see millions of stars. Gorgeous, beautiful sun or stars.
Sky, yeah.
Just never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
We get over to the vehicle. We see that it's all shot up. There's a couple guys laying on the ground. We go over to them. One of them he was the driver. The round had gone through the side of the vehicle, through the armor, through a piece of track, through the other armor, into the engine block, through the little wall they had next to the driver. It went through his butt cheek. It tore his scrotum and everything off and exited out this armor.
Oh my gosh.
And you could see body flesh in that little hole that was there. But the driver, his leg was all jacked up, but his right butt cheek was gone, and most of his man area.
Was that a 50 cal or was that something else?
That was the 25.
The 25, okay.
That armor-piercing 25 Mike just tore him up.
Wow.
Another guy was hit straight in the face with one, and his head imploded. Just, it looked like it turned it inside out. I picked up, I thought it was a sleeping bag on top of the...
Oh, and it was a guy.
On top of the vehicle, and I picked up the top of it, and his head was just nasty. I puked. It was one of
what
those,
went through your head when you saw that? Was it?
I just puked. I lifted it up, and it just, I don't. There was a couple other guys that were deceased inside, but then there was like 4 guys that were still alive, and they were trying to get help. Is what it was. We went inside their vehicle, and they had a tray, like a 3-inch deep cake pan, and it had nasty rice in the bottom, and that was it. That's all the food they had.
So they'd wandered out hoping to get some help.
We couldn't see it with the thermals, but they did have a round loaded in their cannon, but they had a white flag on the front of their vehicle, but we couldn't see it.
Oh.
They were trying to surrender. And that felt pretty bad after knowing everything that would happen. There were days when we were sitting on the berm that we could see the ground moving from just miles away. I mean, you'll see the heat coming up, but then it looked like camels walking towards us. And it was hundreds of people wanting to surrender. And I'm like, this is just crazy. I had rolls of money that's just no good. I mean, I've given it all away in the years since, but they had, all their officers had these rolls of just Iraqi money that was just totally worthless, but they thought it was still worth something. And just coming up to us, just thanking us.
Giving you the money.
Trying to give us the money to buy their freedom, because they didn't want to be in Iraq either. They just come off that war with Iran. And they were tired. They did not want to fight anymore. Most of them did not know the U.S. was even there.
They thought they were fighting Iran, or they didn't know who they were fighting?
They didn't know who they were fighting.
Wow.
And then they didn't know until we started dropping all the leaflets on them. Saying that the Americans we're there and we'll kill them if they don't surrender. So
they were just surrendering.
Yeah, they would bring these leaflets as their ticket to freedom.
They probably thought they'd get fed if they surrendered.
And they did get fed, watered.
What would you guys do when they surrendered? What was the protocol?
You secure them, you search them.
Had they dropped all their weapons usually?
A lot of them dropped weapons. Some of them didn't. They brought them and handed them to you. They would hold the muzzle facing down and hand them to you. Just, here, take, please.
What was kind of Americans' reaction to that?
We held them at gunpoint until we could search them.
Yeah.
And then it was like, these are people. When we went into the whole Desert Storm thing, in my head, it's like, those aren't people. We're going to war. We hate them. But then when you're face to face with them, it's like, these are people. They're not any different than you are.
Yeah.
And your whole outlook on it's like, this is wrong.
Because they don't have any control over anything either.
No. I mean, you want to have a war? Get your 2 leaders together, put them in a boxing ring. Come on now. Quit making people, you're not going to die as a leader. Oh, well, I don't like what you're doing. I'm going to invade your country. Why? It's stupid.
Okay, when they surrendered, what did vehicles come to get them, or how did you?
We would have a 5-ton show up, and they would put them in the back of there and then take them to another area further back, fenced in, secured area.
Yeah.
But we would give them food, MREs, and they would eat what they want. I mean, religious reasons, they couldn't eat the pork stuff and other stuff. So we'd give them water. First thing we did was gave everybody water. I mean, that's a basic necessity.
Yeah.
And some of these guys hadn't had any water in a day or two.
Wow.
And we were having a hard time keeping water for ourselves at one point. But it's like, do you keep it for yourself? Do you share half with them? What do you do?
Yeah.
So I remember we had 5-gallon water jugs. and we would constantly take them back and forth to the water buffalo, fill them up. I mean, that's the only thing we could do for them.
Yeah.
We would search them, make them stay in an area, keep them away from each other so they couldn't talk, which I never understood that.
Yeah. And were they surrendering over days, weeks?
Yeah.
Just all the time.
All the time. We had one guy that fell asleep on his security detail for his vehicle. And the vehicle next to him, on both sides, had been trying to call him and tell him that somebody was walking up to their vehicle from the front. He had fallen asleep. So then he heard this ting, 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 where somebody was knocking on the top of the turret to surrender. It's like, what? How? Okay. But then we find out there's like 6 guys standing around his vehicle. And one of them had climbed up on top to knock. They didn't see the other vehicles. It was at night. But yeah, they knocked so they could surrender to it.
Wow. So, but not a lot of fighting. Just
no. There was. We could see a lot going on from a point we had at one point to where you could see rounds going everywhere, especially at night, and then see them trying to shoot at the aircraft or just sporadic fire up in the air.
Iraqis.
Iraqis.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there wasn't much.
Were they launching the Scud missiles at you guys? Or was that a thing or not really?
Anything they launched, I believe we shot down. I mean, they launched a few while we were in Doha. Was it Doha? I want to say it was Doha in Saudi Arabia is where they had us at first.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember hearing that they'd launched a Scud because we went into our little mop force.
Yeah.
And, they shot it down. Okay. So everybody's back to normal. And I think they did that a couple times. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't remember or I don't know what all happened because, like I said, we didn't get much news except we could hear on the radio.
Yeah.
I know that the Khobar Towers, after everything had happened and we were leaving, they took a hit from a Scud, which doesn't make any sense because why would they launch when we were leaving? I don't. I'm probably getting my facts all mixed up, but I know that they did hit the Khobar Towers where we stayed.
So how deep into Iraq did you get, or did you know where you were?
No, I never knew where I was, and I knew that we were in Iraq we were pretty deep in Iraq. We could see Baghdad. I mean,
you never actually made it into Baghdad.
No, we were on the outskirts, probably 10 miles, but we could see clearly with the naked eye. I mean, you could see stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, we got to start getting ready to go home.
Okay, how long were you over there then?
From the end of August to April, mid-April. So not
that long.
No, 8-9 months.
Tell me the story when the shells came between you, the rounds came.
It was the same night where we shot up the Bradley or shot up the BMP. I think it was the next night. We were looking at where all these vehicles had just been piled up. These crushed vehicles. They just stacked them up. I guess our military stacked them up to get them out
of
the way.
Their vehicles that were wrecked. Yeah.
Yeah, all kinds of civilian that we may or may not have ran over. And we kept seeing flashes from this one area. And me and my gunner were up and just having a cigarette, standing up, which we shouldn't have been, on top of the vehicles. We're up this high up out of the vehicle. Having a cigarette, talking, and then 2 rounds went right in between us. And we saw the flash, and then...
You just heard them go by.
We felt them.
Oh, wow.
You felt the heat and the...
So they were big rounds, probably?
Yeah, probably a 7.62.
Okay.
But the velocity of the round, you could feel that pressure. It's a feeling I'll never forget, but I can't really describe it. And then me and him looked at each other and both dropped and started scanning. And by the time we saw where it was coming from, all kinds of rounds were going into it from all over.
Wow. Were you there when you remember when they decimated all the vehicles in the highway? Was that them leaving Kuwait, going back into Iraq? Is that what that was? What was that called? That was called something, some highway.
Death Highway or Highway of Death?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that happen when you were there?
Yeah.
Did you see the results of that?
Yes. We drove by that. It was...
Was that near the end?
That was in the middle of it. That was... That happened quite often, though. There was like these little tiny towns or villages that just all the vehicles would be destroyed.
And they're all just like out of a movie?
Yeah. And they went down and just pushed them off the road.
Like tanks would come and push them off the road?
Yeah. They had, some of the tanks have these big, like the M1s have this mine sweep stuff. Yeah. Some of them will have a big blade, and they'll just come and push them off.
Hundreds of cars.
Oh, thousands.
And they're all burned out? Or what? Describe it.
Burned, bombed, shot up. It looked like you walked through a junkyard.
Did you actually see the fighting that created that?
No, I didn't.
You were always there after?
No, that was the Marines that went in and did that.
Okay.
I believe.
And a lot of that was helicopters, was it not?
Yeah, it was a lot of aircraft doing what they were supposed to do. I mean, that war... the stuff that we saw is nowhere near what the younger guys had to see in Afghanistan and Iraq the second time. We didn't have to go building to building.
Yeah.
We didn't do any face-to-face fighting.
And you guys went in with huge numbers, unlike the next time where they went in small.
Yeah, where they small and they'd bring more and more.
Yeah.
No, we just threw everybody over there, all within a 2-month time frame. They put hundreds of thousands of people on the ground.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. I mean, the way the military worked in, it was amazing. And getting our vehicles over there as quick as it did.
Yeah.
It took about 30 days.
And were you being told the progression of the war while you're there? Or are you still in the dark about that? Or can you hear the news?
We get little things on the news about what's going on. And we had the feeling that everything was under control with the air support.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing would happen without, air knowing about it.
Yeah.
And that was great, but it was a big open area.
Yeah.
We weren't fighting in the towns.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And at this point too, how often can you talk to your wife? And how do you communicate?
I think it was like once a month. They would load us in a vehicle and take us back to an AT&T center. They would have these huge telephone centers set up, probably 1,000 phones at a time, 500 phones at a time.
In a tent or in a warehouse, or where were they?
It was like warehouse areas that we would go into. Or sometimes it was
kind of like where you slept at night, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then there would just be these satellite dishes out there.
And would everyone be at a?
Yeah, everybody.
Was there any privacy, or everyone was just?
You would have little booths that you would go into.
Interesting.
And they just have phones lined up.
And how long could you talk?
5 minutes.
Oh, so short.
5-minute call. That's if there was a lot of people there. If there was nobody there, talk as long as you want.
Wow.
It's like, okay.
Now you got hurt over there.
Yeah.
Tell me that.
Right before the ground war, sometime in January, I believe. My lieutenant tries to just, be all hooah.
The other guy, the guy we talked about.
Yeah, the one that nobody really cared for.
Yeah.
He decides he's going to go on a joyride. So we take the Bradley out at about dusk. And he gets lost. He cannot read a map to save his life.
Are you in the back?
Yeah. And we had moved around some stuff in the back to make it more comfortable for us. We got rid of this. It was a seat unit. It's got a main branch that comes up and 2 seats off of it. Well, we got rid of that whole unit so we could lay down in there. I mean, there's just enough room to lay down, a little bit crunched, but you can still lay down. And I bolted the seat to a floorboard behind our tow missile rack. Hey, great area. I could sit right here. Nice and secure. I only moved this much. Yeah, well, we come back. We're heading back to our position. And the M1s are behind us. And they come in and dug out these positions to where just their turret, the barrel would barely be above the ground. Mm-hmm. A hull down position. Okay. The tank pulled up out. We're doing about 40 miles an hour. We shoot across where he just was, this big open hole. Almost make it to the other side. But we hit so hard, it broke both of our final drives off the vehicle. The things that drive the big sprocket. Yeah, there's these 1-inch bolts all the way around it, probably 30 on each side. Snap both of them off. I bounce around in the back. They pulled, or I remember getting out of the back of the Bradley on my own and then just collapsing and not being able to feel anything except for my head. And it was really weird because it's like the noise, everything stopped. And I could hear just people's voices. That's the only thing I could hear. I couldn't hear engines running, any other noise, just voices. And it sounds like chaos. And finally, get my head together and I'm telling them, look, I can't feel anything. So they end up strapping me to this board, throwing me in the back of a 113, which is another little armor personnel carrier. Take me, I don't know, we were in that for about an hour driving. Then they put me into a Humvee along with my gunner because he got messed up too. And we go way back to some mobile hospital. And they're doing all these testings, sticking me with needles, jabbing me with this, jabbing me with that. And I'm finally like, okay, what can you do for me? Well, there's not really anything we can do. Then quit sticking me with needles. I'm not a pincushion. Just because I don't feel it, don't mean you can keep doing it. They even ran needles underneath my toenails, thinking I was faking.
Oh my gosh.
And then it felt like about, I don't know, a week to 10 days went by. And I was trying to get the nurses to inject me with something that would put me out. I did not want to come home a cripple.
Because you thought at this point you were paralyzed.
Yeah, I thought I was permanently paralyzed.
Waist down?
Yeah, no, neck down.
Oh, wow.
And I was trying to get the nurse to give me something to end my life. And she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. And then they told the doctor that I kept trying to do that. So now they wanted me to do a psychology test with the psychiatrist coming in there. And I'm like, look, no, would you want to go home like this? And after about 10 days, it was like from my belly button down was just on fire. It was like, I wanted somebody to put water on it to keep it cool. It was burning. And then I could move my toes. On my own, I could move my toes. It's like, oh, no. From there up was burning. And then I could move that.
Like move your hands.
Yeah, I could move my hands. Yeah, because then from...
It was like everything was coming back online. Is that what was happening?
Up here was burning first. Because when my legs came back, it was more like they were sleeping and they felt swollen. Mm-hmm. And just the little movements hurt. But that was 21 days or 22 days total of not being able to move my lower half. And it was only like 10 days for my upper half. So everything kind of came back. And the only thing they can think of is I took such a quick shock to my neck that it shut itself down to protect itself. They don't know.
Well, aren't you glad they didn't give you the stuff to kill yourself?
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't. And then...
Did you walk out of there then?
Yeah.
How long were you in there?
24 days.
And you were in Kuwait then at that point?
No, I was still somewhere in Iraq.
Were you in a tent, or was it like a hard building?
A tent.
Wow.
And then my unit didn't come to get me. So I knew their last known position from a grid. So I jumped on a vehicle and headed to where that grid was. You guys going in this direction? Yeah, let me catch a ride. So I caught a ride, then caught another ride. I had a wool blanket, a 2-quart canteen, a training mop suit, the styrofoam hospital slippers, and a body bag. I used the body bag and the blanket as a sleeping bag.
You just did that on your own?
I did that on my own, trying to get back to my unit.
That is wild.
And it took me 3 days to get back to my unit.
And you found them?
I found them, and I start walking up to my vehicle. I get back in my vehicle, and I grab my bayonet, set it aside, and I grab, new clothes. Had to put my clothes back on because they cut everything off me. And I grab my bayonet, and I'm sharpening it, staring at my lieutenant.
Does he say anything to you?
He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing back? I said, the hospital let me go. Nobody came to pick me up. I had to get a ride back here. Oh, we've already sent some of your stuff back to the States. We didn't think you were coming back. Really? Did anybody try to come get me? Anybody try to get a message down there? Well, I don't know. You're the platoon leader. Why do you need that thing so sharp? And I said, come here. He leans over and I'm like, when I slice your throat tonight, you'll never feel it. And I lean back. He goes running out the vehicle, going to tell the platoon sergeant. So then there was a big, this was before the ground war started. There was a big platoon get together and everybody had to pull out their magazines. And sure enough, his name was on every single round in everybody's magazines.
Wow.
Yeah. He was not liked at all.
Wow.
So it was just a big buildup the whole time. You can only put up with a guy who's supposed to be in charge lying to you for so long.
Well, and being so negligent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a phony.
Yeah, that's what he was. He didn't know what he was doing. He was just like us, just as scared as us, but he was trying to prove something.
Be the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but everybody trusted our platoon sergeant. Sergeant Caminos, great man. I still talk to him every now and then. I went a long time, and I just got in contact with him, I believe, last year. And I called him up, and he was astounded that I called him. But yeah, from doing the show that you guys did before, I had a couple of my old buddies get a hold of me. They're like, what are you doing that for? Hey.
So how did it end then for you?
What, the Desert Storm?
Yeah, Desert Storm. Hold it. When did it turn from Desert Shield to Desert Storm?
When they started doing I think it was during the air.
Is it when they after the air campaign, when they went to the ground campaign, they switched it or something? Or?
I don't actually remember now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember.
I forgot that it was originally called Desert Shield.
Yeah.
That makes it seem more.
Or
makes it seem more defensive.
Or was it the other way around? And it went from Desert Storm to Desert Shield because we were protecting it.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
I've slept since then, so. No, I mean it was a time in my life that I was the scaredest that I'd ever been, but also the most excited. Mm-hmm. It's a big adrenaline pump. I was totally terrified the whole time. I did not think I was coming home with the threats Saddam was making. No. America, if you come over here, I will put this on you. Okay, yeah, I believe you. And I saw what he did to his own people, so I didn't think he would hesitate using it on us.
And what was your takeaway when you got back? Looking back on it, what do you think about it now?
I was thankful it went the way it was. I did do stuff over there that I leave over there. I don't talk about certain things, and it's just for my own peace of mind.
Yeah.
Then I have talked to a few people since I've been back about certain aspects of what took place, and I talked to my one daughter, and I think I changed her outlook on me. And
in what way?
It's something I'd rather talk offline about.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're sad you told her.
Yeah. I should have never. It was during a drunken stupor.
Yeah.
I
Do you feel like you suffered some PTSD coming back?
Yeah. And again, the stuff I saw is nowhere near what they went through after I did. But still, there's things that sit with me that I just can't get rid of. But I've come to terms with them. Mm-hmm. And it's not as bad now as it used to be. I used to think, the things I did, no, it's hard to explain. I thought that I was a bad person for a long time. And that's what brought on the heavy drinking. Mm. I mean, everybody, no, I can't say everybody, just everybody in my family that has ever hit a problem has always turned to alcohol. Mm-hmm. And I was no different. But stopping was the greatest thing. I even stopped while I was in. Mm. But the super heavy drinking. I mean, I still drank after I got out, but I don't know. It's not as bad as a lot of other people. And I don't think that anybody comes out of the military without some form of PTSD. If somebody tells you that they don't have PTSD from the military, they're flat out lying, in my opinion. Even basic training, it's going to cause you some type of mental... where are the words? Hang on, can I take a break?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. It's good.
Whew.
You're good at telling stories, dude.
No, there's just stuff that the military's never said happened.
Yeah.
And I know it happened. I was there. I had to go clear bunkers. And I did take some lives. And it's hard to talk about.
Yeah.
And it'd be...
Yeah, I understand that.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to dredge that up.
Oh, no. It's fine. I told myself I wasn't even going to bring this up.
I feel like in a weird sort of way, the PTSD is kind of a feature, not a bug for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. in order to really be effective out there, you kind of have to have
You have to be pushed to your limits to be able to go beyond your limits.
Yep.
And understand it.
And you have to be on guard. You have to be, right? So all that stuff is just... But it's hard. Once you switch that on, it's hard to... Yeah, it's hard to turn that switch off.
It's hard to turn it off.
And they don't really do much to help anybody turn that off.
No. What bothers me is I put a knife in my bayonet into the throat of probably a 15-year-old.
Oh.
Because he tried to kill me.
Yeah.
And sitting there and watching him, slowly die from no oxygen and blood loss.
Yeah.
What made him think the way he did and tried to kill me, though? So,
yeah.
Was I wrong? Sorry.
No, you're good. I feel like that's isn't that the weird thing? The weird thing I think about war, honestly, because I have a friend.
They were kids. The people he had over there fighting should not have been fighting.
Yeah.
He was using kids. Damn.
I feel like the thing is, once you start a war, all the negatives that happen, you can't really stop them. Uh-uh. And the atrocities that happen, for better or for worse, that comes with the territory. There's no the problem with modern society, I feel like, is that people want to pretend that we can just bomb the bad guys, or we can control it. But that's not really true. Once that unleashes, it's just a whole bunch of bad things happen no matter what.
Yeah,
no matter what anybody says.
It's an avalanche.
Yeah,
you can't stop it. Once it starts, you can't stop.
No,
it's got to fizzle itself out.
Yep. It's like Ukraine. Okay, remember Ty? He was there. He helped film.
Yeah.
Okay. He's gone to he he has his own thing. He just started going to Ukraine to help. So he's with a group over there, and he started a charity where they buy houses in the safe part of Ukraine, and they go to like Pokrovsk where the war is, and they move people from there to this, right?
Awesome.
Okay. I mean, and we've talked about it, and I go, in one weird sense, Russia moving in there, it forces everyone to be defensive.
Yeah.
But in reality, the people that live in the poor parts of Ukraine, their life is going to be zero different.
No, it's going to be the
Ukrainian or Russian.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But you're forced to actually, those people are going to be defensive no matter what, because that's just how it is. And it's like those dominoes start falling. And like you said, it doesn't affect Putin. It doesn't affect what's his name. It doesn't affect any of those guys. And or even the American guys pushing that shit, or the European guys. It doesn't affect them in one iota.
No.
But the people there on the ground.
What is the war over there about right now?
I know. And look at all the Russians dying and the Ukrainians dying. Look at all those guys dying for nothing. Because nothing will change at the end.
It was easier, like, for us when we went to Afghanistan and Iraq, because they look different.
Yes.
You go to
Ukraine, they're killing their cousins.
And Russia, they're the same people. You can't tell the difference. I mean,
the Ukrainian thing reminds me of World War I, when basically we just wiped out everyone that was interrelated to each other. You wiped out 21 million white dudes.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah. And that's, I'm having a hard time with understanding the whole purpose of these little wars that keep happening. Why? That's why I said get the leaders of the countries, put them together.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, because if I have something and you have it, we can come to an agreement.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But no, I got to protect this. I'm going to bomb you. Well, and then I'm going to go start bombing somewhere inside your country.
Yeah.
No, come on now.
Yeah.
Stop. And Zelensky, come on now, a comedian running a country?
Yeah. It's too weird.
That's like Schwarzenegger being governor.
It's too weird.
All right. I'm better. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So
the military says that never happened.
Yeah. And was that a special operation they put you guys on?
They pulled me and a couple guys from different, not platoons, but different parts of the squadron. That we didn't know each other.
Mm.
I mean, we've seen each other around, but then had to go and do this detail of where we were going and clearing out these bunkers.
How far in was that?
Right outside of Baghdad.
And I'm saying, how far into your service was that over there?
Oh, I'd been in the military a whole year and a half. I'd gone.
But how long have you been in Iraq then? Are you saying you went back after?
No, this is in February, beginning of February.
Okay.
Right after I got back to the vehicle.
Okay. So this is after you got hurt.
Yeah, beginning of February is when I got hurt, or beginning of January is when I got hurt. I got back to the vehicle towards the end of January, beginning of February, right before the ground war started.
Yeah.
And it was right after that, right after we stopped, is when they had me go and do that other stuff.
And they just come to you and say, hey.
Yeah, you're going on a detail. Okay.
Who comes to you?
It was the first sergeant.
Okay. And how many did
he came down to the platoon sergeant, said, I need a man for a detail. My platoon sergeant picked me.
And how many guys went with you?
Just me out of my platoon, or out of my
And how many was in the whole thing?
8 or 9 of us.
And did they tell you what you were going to do?
No.
They just said, we need you.
Yeah, we need you. And then once we got to where we were going, we rode for about an hour and a half. And then they said, okay, this is what we're going to be doing. And we were like, what?
After you got there?
Yeah. There wasn't supposed to be any contact.
And then they were just like, oh, you're just going to go clear these places?
Yeah.
By hand?
By hand. If there's anything in it, you need to eliminate it.
And they dropped you how far away from that stuff?
Not far. I mean, it was still out in the middle of nowhere. And you could see these mounds, and each one of these mounds was a bunker.
How far apart were the mounds?
100 meters.
And they just had stuff built underneath them?
Yeah, it was like they started just digging and put.
So this is similar kind of to the tunnels in Vietnam.
Yeah. But we were told, no, you didn't do that. This never happened.
Oh my gosh. And how long were you there? Just one day?
3 days. In a process of 3 days. And then they took us back and just.
And they said this never happened.
Yeah. You didn't do anything. You've been here.
Looking back on that now, what is that?
That happens all the time in the military.
Is that just kind of off the books kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff that happens that nobody acknowledges, nobody talks about.
And I guess my question is, given the overwhelming force, why bother doing that? Why wouldn't those guys, if just given the option, would have retreated? Would have, I'm saying would have.
There were areas that were still coming out and taking pop shots at people.
Okay.
And they were trying to eliminate that threat. That's the only thing I can think of is why they would do after a ceasefire.
Yeah. Oh, because was this after the ceasefire?
Yes.
Oh, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
And how many bunkers?
I couldn't. A lot.
And there were 8 of you guys.
8 of us. There's probably about 40 bunkers that we went into. There wasn't people in all of them.
Yeah. Did you guys talk to each other or no? Was it just quiet?
We would go in as a group.
Yeah, but I'm saying after the fact, or was it just kind of you took it with you?
The 2 other guys that I know that were in my squadron, as soon as we got back, one of them got out of the military totally, and one of them went to a different unit. And then the other guys, I don't even know what units they were from, but it was part of 1st Cav.
Wow.
And we all had on the same patches. So, and it was all E4s and below. There was 2 E4s. I was an E3. There was another E3, and then the rest were E2s.
Did they make you sign something, or do they just say, this didn't happen?
Yeah. No, it didn't happen. Didn't happen. It's like, okay, what?
Wow. I'm sorry, man.
It made me who I am.
Yeah.
So, whether it was that caused PTSD or just the stress, my own mind, I think, had a lot to do with it while I was there. Because that's where a lot of PTSD comes from, or PTSD is the person's own mind, making it bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
But then I guess that put us all into a big defensive position to where, everybody was on alert all the time.
So, okay, you left. When did you actually fly out of the country then?
I want to say it was April 14th because I got back to Fort Hood. My wife at the time was in California, pregnant. She ended up having the baby in May, May 14th. My oldest son, his birthday was April 15th. So we got home the day before his birthday, and I flew back to California on the 15th. Yeah, I was there for his birthday, came back out, was out here for 2 weeks, and then went on 30 days leave. And I went back to California.
Was it weird coming back? Was it a relief?
It was. When we were over in Iraq, I was around nothing but men. So the language gets a little out of hand that you don't think about. And when you come back cussing, swearing, talking, you don't really think about it. And then it's like, wait a minute. I just said fuck in front of my grandmother. And after a few minutes, I went in and I told my grandmother, I'm like, I'm sorry. And my mom was mad at me, and my grandmother just grabbed a hold of me and she goes, I understand. She goes, your grandfather was the same way. Yeah. Your dad was the same way. And I was like, wow. She got it. My grandmother knew. It's a great woman.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you get back and then you wake up in the middle of the night and you jump looking for your weapon because you know it's not right here where it normally is, right beside you. And it's that feeling of shock. And then you realize, oh, okay, I don't have to have it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's even today, I'll still have mornings like that or wake up in the middle of the night reaching, for my weapon that's not there anymore. And it's been 30 years.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that was, I feel like kind of second to World War II was probably the most positive war in America. I feel like at least PR-wise, they had all that media there, and we went in there and
everybody got behind us. Yeah. Everybody got behind us. And the welcome homes. When I flew from Killeen to California, I went in my BDUs because I was at work and I had to go catch a flight.
Yeah.
So I just went in my BDUs. As soon as they saw me in my BDUs, they upgraded me to first class.
Wow.
I was like, I like this. They gave me a bottle of champagne. I was like, nice. And it was always welcome home. Thank you. It's like, what?
It was kind of a make-do for Vietnam, don't you think? Because Vietnam was the last big one, and it was such a...
People felt so bad for the way they treated them when they came home. Yeah. And they saw that it wasn't the soldiers' fault, that it was the government's fault.
Yeah.
And that they still treated the soldiers like crap. And it's like now when I see another another veteran, like if he wears, you don't see him much anymore, but the World War II or the Korea, I'll thank them for what they did. But if it's a Vietnam guy, I just tell him, welcome home.
Yeah.
And I'll ask him for a hug.
Yeah.
And most of the guys are like, yeah.
I feel like that's fortunately really changed. I feel like they're getting a lot of respect, and everyone sees it for what it is. And the guys I talk to, the stories I have are nothing compared to a lot of other guys. And it's just, I don't know, you become like a huge community. Yeah.
It was the worst time in my life, but I miss it. If it makes sense. There was something about being around all those guys. It was like a brotherhood. I had their back. They had mine. No questions asked. Even if I butted heads with somebody in my platoon, I know that I could still trust them on the battlefield. And ever since I've been out, I haven't had that.
I would think you come back, everything feels kind of trivial.
It does. It's like, why? Why? And then seeing how people drive and treat each other here, it's like, do you not really or understand that there's bigger problems out there than my driving? People just, I don't know.
I feel like that's why vet stories are so interesting to me, because it's one of the few. Life is so. Is so comfortable for most people. It's become trite, and I think that's why like kids have so much stress, is not because there's real stress, it's because there's no real stress. And I feel like the war stuff actually is real. It's like life and death stuff.
Yeah, well, see, I think I had it easier than a lot of other guys in my unit, because at that time, back in the 90s or late 80s, you really didn't hear a lot about cancer. You didn't hear a lot about this or that. But when these guys come together, I don't know, you start seeing guys from different backgrounds, and most of them still had their parents. I was thrown into a situation almost right before 16 that had me grow up overnight. Basic training is the grow up for a lot of these people. So everybody is still kids when it happened. You had a few old timers that were still in the military, but most wars are fought with just all kids. There's huge generational gaps, like with World War II. You had these kids 16, 17 faking their documents to get into the military.
Yeah.
You don't see kids like that nowadays trying to get into the military that young.
Yeah.
It just, no. Plus, if you think about it, the military is the lowest paid government employee. When I went in '89, I was making, I want to say $706 a month.
Wow.
But it gave me all benefits. Like I was saying before, my wife had gotten pregnant. I went in the military. Hey, I just had a baby for free. And it was great.
Now, how long were you in after? How long did you stay in?
I stayed in until 98. The whole time I was in, I'd had back problems. The military kept saying, oh, it's just a strain. It's just a strain. We took x-rays. It's just a strain. Here's you a 2-week profile. No running for 2 weeks, no PT for 2 weeks. Okay, what are you going to do to fix the problem, not just mask it? Oh, well, you got to take Motrin too. And then I was on the verge of either re-enlisting or getting out. And I ended up in a divorce. So I said, I'm done. I just want to go do something else.
Yeah.
And I got out. And then it's like, what do I do now? Ended up with another girlfriend, moved to Massachusetts, moved to South Carolina after a few months. After a few months there, moved out to California, and then got married. She wanted to come back here to Texas to be closer to her mom. We came back out here, pretty much in the same house that she lived in with her first husband. We rented it. We rented it from him. Me and him are still good friends.
Yeah.
We used to be neighbors. So typical military stories, you know. Everything just, I don't know, was going great. And then I never knew until I talked to my ex-wife that it was the PTSD that basically tore us apart.
You probably didn't notice it.
I didn't. I thought, you know, everything that I was going through was normal. You know, part of growing up, part of, you know, went to war, you came back. You're going to be a little messed up, but you're fine, you know? Of course, I never thought that I was messed up. I thought I didn't have a problem.
How was that manifesting?
Anger. I mean, I never hit her. I never belittled her. But I would punch walls. I would yell a lot. And it affected my kids. It affected my relationship. And I just didn't want to, you know, be in a relationship like that anymore. And I sat down with her, told her, look, we can't live like this. This is no way to raise kids. And she started spouting off with this and that and this and that. And I said, okay, I'm done arguing. And I got up and I walked out. We were at a friend's house when that happened. Actually, my future wife's house. I mean, we were great friends. All of us were. And nothing was going on prior. But as friends, she was there for me. And
yeah, that's
how we ended up getting together.
Yeah.
But yeah, my first wife, she was bitter at first. And then she told me, she goes, you know, you were a great husband. You were a great father. But you're just a shit person. Okay. I can. She goes, but as a man, as a husband, you're great. You're the perfect man. You do everything for me. but you have problems that you need to see somebody. And I took offense to it. And then we started just, the spouting back and forth. And then I told her, no, I can't do this. This is nowhere to live.
Take me now, flash forward a little bit.
Okay.
9/11 happened.
I was living in California with my wife at the time.
Yeah.
Who's part Arab.
Yeah.
9/11 happened. She freaks out that she thinks everybody's going to try and kill her because she's got the olive complexion skin. And, she was so scared because she's Lebanese, or part Lebanese. She taped American flags to the stroller for when she was walking the kids.
Wow, that's real then.
Yeah.
She was feeling that.
Yeah. In Sacramento, we were living there. And it got a little touchy. But I'm pretty sure it got touchy all over the U.S. with, you see somebody of a different color who's could be.
Yeah.
It was the skin color.
Yeah.
Oh, they're a terrorist. They're a terrorist. So I was a school bus driver at the time when the whole 9/11 happened. I was sitting at my first stop when the first plane hit, when they thought it was, accidental. And then we were told, once we got the kids to school, to take them home. So we had to turn around and start taking kids right back home. And then we had the next day off for some reason. They called school off.
Yeah, I think everything shut down.
I think for a week there was no school.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Trying to get everything secured again.
It was COVID before COVID.
Yeah. It was I think that was America's first big panic of my generation.
I agree with that.
It was a big wake-up call.
Yeah.
That this crap could happen anytime.
Did that stir anything militarily up in you?
I wanted to go back in. I wanted to. My wife didn't want me to. I went down, I talked to a recruiter, and he asked me how I got out, and they pulled my records and everything. And he said, yeah, you can go back in. And my wife's like, no. If you do, I'm leaving. She goes, I'm not going through the military anymore. Plain and simple. And, I had to make a decision. And I knew my back was still bothering me. I hadn't done anything about it. I wasn't even using the VA yet.
Yeah.
And then we moved back here to Texas during the whole 9/11 thing. It was that January, the following January. We moved back out here to Texas, and I got on with the garbage on Fort Hood and watching them deploy and everything they were throwing out. And it was like these people didn't think they were coming back at all. All the personal stuff that got thrown out. People would just empty out their barracks and just keep their clothes. And it was an eye-opener. And you would see just all these younger guys just doing stupid stuff so they could get kicked out.
Oh, so they wouldn't have to go.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that. But then once they were over there, they had switched from working on Fort Hood as a garbage man to a weapon inspector, going around inspecting all the weapons before they deploy and all
at Fort Hood.
At Fort Hood.
Yeah.
And repairing weapons. And I was working with the 607th or 602nd. It was a maintenance unit on Fort Hood, and we repaired 1,200 weapons in 30 days.
Wow.
And me and the other guy, Cecil Proctor, he was working with me. Me and him were recognized by their chain of command, which was pretty cool. And then it ticked my company off because my company wasn't getting recognized. It was just me and him as people, not as a company. Yeah. So my civilian company, we're pulling you out of there. Okay. We just made you look good, but yet they wanted us to deploy with them to continue working on their weapons. And my unit's like, oh, we're not paying for that. So they deployed. And I asked my wife, I was like, well, what would you think if I went over as a civilian? At first she was like, no. And then I told her how much money was involved. And then she was like, why are you still here?
What was the money? How much was it?
When I first went over, it was $14,000 a month.
Wow.
When I came back, I was making $17,000 a month. It was stupid money. And
how long were you over there?
Almost a year.
Where did you stay? Like, what was the
I was
living conditions?
To Crit, I lived in a 8-man tent. But of course, they only put 6 guys in a tent. So we had a little bit of room. 2 ACs in a tent, but it was still like 120 inside.
And you were repairing what?
Doing the add-on armor to the vehicles, to the 5 tons, all the big trucks.
Yeah.
Everything but Humvees. There was another company that had that contract. So, yeah, we would roll a vehicle into our bay, strip it down, put the add-on armor on it, bolt it all up, get the ACs working in them, and send them on their way.
How did that feel compared to when you were over there the first time? Like, knowing that you were kind of military, but not really. We
were told you cannot touch a weapon while you're here. If you touch a weapon, the military does not have to protect you. Well, if it's down to where I'm having to get a hold of a weapon and protect myself, you're not protecting me anyway. I did have a firearm. It was just a pistol that I acquired.
Yeah. Did you conceal carry it or no?
Yeah. No one knew I had it.
Okay.
They didn't need to know.
Did you feel pretty safe over there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we could hear artillery hitting all the time, or mortars.
Yeah.
We got mortared a few times. Part of the base would get it almost nightly.
Yeah.
But it's not like they had any way to aim the stuff. They would be in the back of these trucks, stop and just launch rounds and take off. They just harassing fire.
Yeah.
We had a rocket bounce off our tent. It never blew up. It just skipped across the airfield. But yeah, you could see all kinds of stuff at night. You'd see sporadic fire going up. They would tell us, if something was happening during the day, we'd get the alarm sound. We were supposed to go to these bunkers. But after a while, it's like, even if the artillery hits a bunker, it's going to blow up too.
Yeah. And how many guys were over there doing that?
Oh, Jesus. We had probably 60, 70 guys.
Oh, you had a big crew.
Yeah. We that's how big our area was. And then they had it in Balad. They had another route going.
And you said you could do 2 vehicles a day.
Yeah.
They came in a kit and you would just armor them up.
I mean, at first it took us at least a day to do one, but we got it down to where we could do 2 a day. And then it was like, okay, we have nothing left to do. So we watched movies all day. And still collected the government money.
So you came back from that?
Came back.
What year was that? 2003? 2004?
05.
05.
I went over, beginning of 05, I went over and then came back in November. During that time, my wife had a miscarriage. So I was back here for almost a month. Went back. Got done. Came back. The wife had spent everything plus. I shouldn't have had a joint account. I should have put money away in a personal account.
Yeah.
But you don't think of that kind of stuff. It's like, I should be able to trust my wife with this kind of money.
Yeah.
No. And there were repossessions that happened shortly after I got back. Both vehicles got taken, electric got shut off, cable got shut off.
Wow. And
I'm like, did you pay any bills? She didn't pay hardly any bills. She was out partying the whole time. So I said, okay. I went back over to Kuwait. Wasn't making as much, only like $8,000 a month. But it was still good income at that time.
Yeah.
That was still high dollar.
This is 06 now?
Yeah.
And this is the one where you're fixing weapons?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about that.
I got on with a crew with ITT. And when I first got there, I had a contract saying I was a weapons repairman. They told me I was going to go to the track shop and repair track for vehicles.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, where's my plane ticket going back home? You're not abiding by my contract. Oh, you're going to hold us to that? I know nothing about I know about fixing track, but I'm telling them I know nothing about fixing track. I know about fixing weapons.
Yeah.
All right. What do you mean, all right? That's what you hired me for. So I get over there, and then the supervisor quits. So they grab me. Okay, I'm supervisor. I'm a night supervisor.
So you guys were working around the clock.
Oh yeah,
fixing weapons.
Yeah, I'd rather work at night over there. It was hot.
Yeah.
And in Kuwait, yeah, you have kind of a breeze, but on Arif John, we really didn't have much of a breeze, and it was just a humid, nasty heat.
And what weapons were you working on?
Everything from your 9mm at the time, 9mm, 5.56, 7.62, 50 cal, 40 millimeter grenade launchers, to 203. Had some different weapons come in that I'd never seen before, stuff that was hooked up on certain helicopters. I'd never seen a dual 50 cal, but they had a mount for a dual 50 cal for a helicopter. I was like, that's cool. So,
you enjoyed doing that?
Oh yeah. It was, you go in, you know what you're doing every day. And the guys was great. I had a few guys from India that were working for me. So, as a white American over in Kuwait, if you go to a civilian store, you're going to be charged so much. You buy the same thing from that store as an Indian, you're charged a quarter of the price.
Wow.
So I would have the Indians go and do the shopping for me, and anything that was left over, I would just give to them. These guys were making probably $600 a month, and they thought that was a lot of money. When I left there, all of my clothes that I had, I took it in and I put it in their area, and they all went through it just like scavengers. Oh, thank you. Then they trying to give me stuff, and I'm like, no, this is for you to take. I don't want to take anything back home. But I ended up with a lot of their addresses, and we mailed cards back and forth for a while, but then that peters out.
So you left there when? 07?
I went over in February 06 and came back October because I quit. I was there that whole time without a break, and I told them that I needed to go. I wanted to go home in November. They're like, "Nope, can't give you leave in November." Okay, I'm well over my 6 months. I have to go home. I got to be there for 30 days out of this country so I can. Oh well, no. Okay. So I went and I got a plane ticket. Went to work like everything's normal. Then I called up my supervisor from the airport. Said, "Look, all of my credentials and everything are laying on my bed along with my keys in my room. You have a master key to my room. Go get it. I quit." You can't quit. Why not? Because we're not going to buy you a ticket back home. Okay, I've already bought my ticket. I'm at the airport. I'm leaving in 15 minutes. Oh, well, we're going to make it where you can't come back. Okay. We're going to make it where you can't contract anymore. Okay, let's see how well that works for you.
And that was it, though.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're going to sue you for the mobilization cost to get you here. Do it.
And did you ever hear from them again?
No. Nope.
In retrospect, what's your thoughts about all of it now?
I miss the military. I miss being in the military. I haven't had that connection to other people and that trust of other people since. I've never had a job that, I didn't have to worry about the dude over here getting his shit done because I knew he was going to be squared away. Because if not, we would make sure everybody's stuff is good. In the civilian world, people are out for themselves 90% of the time. And I'm going to screw you over so I can move up. It happens every day. You can see it everywhere you go. People do not respect other people anymore. Military, they might not respect you personally, but they'll respect your rank. So everything still works. Even if me and you were to butt heads in the military, we could still work together to get an objective done.
Would you say...
Without screwing each other over.
Right.
But in the civilian world, if we had to do that...
But really, just having talked to you, right, you're saying on a personal level, especially because you had to trust the guys you were with. But the military, from the top down, totally screws guys over. Wouldn't you say that or no? I mean, a lot of times, right? Like they're not very loyal to everybody a lot of times. Or would you not say that?
When I was in, the loyalty was there, especially in my unit. We had like a platoon of scouts, or there was a bunch of platoons of scouts.
Yeah.
Then we'd have a platoon of mortars. Now I would go and I would trust these scouts before I would trust these mortars.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
These guys know what I've been through. I know what they've been through.
Yeah.
With the training.
Your brothers.
We don't know what these guys have been through.
Yeah.
They could be lying. I know these guys.
Yeah.
So you got that. And in the civilian world, oh, well, I went to school. You haven't. I'm better than you. That's how it is out here in the civilian world. Just because somebody has gone to school, they think they're automatically better than somebody else. Oh, I have a doctorate. Okay, so you just spent $400,000. That, with like $2, you can get a coffee. Right. That piece of paper don't mean anything.
Yeah.
90% of what's taught in schools, in the college, is never used. Even in high school. Come on now. You got kids learning calculus. When's the average person use calculus?
Right.
But the average person has to know how to do taxes. They don't teach that. Why? That's why I don't like the civilian side of things. Military, and if you have a problem, you can always go to your buddy in the military and say, hey, look, can you help me out working this? Like, I'm not sure how to do this part of the job. And they'll teach you. They'll show you.
Yeah. And I would think, right, there's a bigger purpose in the military life than civilian life, I feel like, in some sense, right? There's a
at any moment in the military, you know you can deploy.
Yeah.
You sign this contract saying, yes, I will do what you want me to do for the next X amount of years. And for that X amount of years, you do it. And you know at any time, you can either make or break your career, or at any time you can deploy.
Yeah.
And the make or break career, a stupid decision, getting behind the wheel drunk.
Yeah.
Just stupid decisions what kills a lot of good military men.
Yeah.
One stupid decision. You had a couple of beers, you feel fine, you get in a car. I mean, yeah. I've even done it.
Yeah.
And then the drug use. Certain individuals I know have, since they've been back from Afghanistan, ended up in situations like a divorce, to where he went to work one day, came home, and everything was gone. Everything. All the dishes. The only thing he had was a house key. He turned to drinking and then started smoking weed. And instead of his chain of command helping him, they busted him. Instead of, hey man, look, we can get you the counseling, get you off of all this stuff that you're getting on. No, we're not going to deal with that. We're just going to put you out.
Yeah.
We're going to give you an Article 15, make you do all this extra duty, treat you like crap, and then throw you out in the military with no benefits.
Yeah.
But yet you've gotten a Purple Heart.
Yeah.
So where's the fairness in that?
Yeah.
And a lot of chain of commands are just crap because they would rather put somebody out than get them the help.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard seeing that person now, great kid, but now has no benefits from the military, so his family's going to suffer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine. I'm still going to try and fight it. So, love my son-in-law.
Yeah.
You've met him.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
But he hates talking about any kind of military stuff because of what they did to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now he's got some cool stories. I wish he would talk to you about it. He's couple good NCOs, but you got to have your officers fighting for you instead of just saying, no, I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So I think the officer rank sucks anyway. So
yeah.
Like I told my captain when I was in E4, you know the difference between me and you? He was an 03. He goes, what? I said, I've been promoted more. We were both the same age. I've just been promoted more.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but I'm an officer. I'm like, because you come from money. Yeah, people come from money, make them officers so they don't have to do as much. They'll be the command part, not the working part. And it's wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Most enlisted don't really trust the officers. They'll trust their NCOs, but not the officers.
Yeah, yeah. That's a common story.
Yeah. And we had one good lieutenant. And I remember when he came in, had a big footlocker full of books. Smart guy. And the first thing that we told him, sir, get rid of the books. You're working on 70s information in those books. Stuff they did in Vietnam. That kind of stuff doesn't work in today's Army. Yeah, the theory of it still works, but going out doing step by step like your books say, don't work. You have to be able to be flexible with however the situation dictates. And then after he learned that, he retired as a lieutenant colonel.
So he was flexible.
Oh yeah, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
His name is Colonel Larry Reeves. I think he got his full bird before he got out. Yeah. F. Larry Reeves. Great guy. I enjoyed the military, did right at 10 years. But since I got out, it's like I jumped around from job to job.
Yeah.
Because there was something always missing.
And you've never found that?
Well, once I got back here and I started doing the cane thing, making the canes.
Oh, yeah.
I felt that brotherhood again for a little bit.
Yep.
But then COVID hit and everybody got sick and had to go their separate ways, or we couldn't be around each other. And then having these other veterans call me up and yelling and screaming at me because they hadn't gotten their free cane yet.
Yeah.
It was like, wait a minute. Now I'm working for the same people. A lot of them were officers. Most of the people that were yelling at me were the Afghan guys that had just come back. Still, they felt entitled. And I'm not. No.
You think that's a generational thing?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That there is a big generation of entitlement kids out there.
Yeah.
And it's the generation. I know they had the generations like what? Gen X is from 65 to 80.
Yeah.
But they're still like from the kids from the mid 70s to almost 90. They're not quite right.
Yeah.
They're the ones that were after us, but I want it now.
Yeah.
Now. They don't understand that, you have to wait sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think the generation that's coming up now, my grandkids, are more like us. They're more laid back. They're not.
Yeah, they're a little more realistic about stuff.
Yeah. And I think it's because the people that are having kids now are like, wait a minute. We can't let these kids run over us like we ran over our parents.
Yeah.
So they're bringing discipline back.
Yeah. It's true.
It's a cycle. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
Just like global warming. It's a cycle. Everything has cycles. But yeah, ever since, I was put not workable by the VA, it's like, wait a minute. I still talk to a lot of military friends just for that military. Living next door to Colin, he's a good guy. He's got a lot of the issues I do, but he just won't admit it.
Yeah.
When he got out, he did 25 years. He doesn't even use the VA. He has 100% from the VA, but he won't go see a doctor there to save his life.
Just doesn't trust him, or?
Nope, does not trust the VA.
Yeah.
I said, man, they've done great for me. I mean, I have a bunch of great doctors that I work with up there, from getting shots from my migraines, which never knew was available. Because like I said, I didn't use the VA for 10 years after the military. I always thought it was for people that missing a limb, missing an eye. And then when I was working on Fort Hood as a regular mechanic, a couple of the guys are like, dude,
you go use this.
Do you realize you have PTSD? I said, no, I don't. I'm normal. You don't get PTSD unless you have a physical abnormality now. I didn't realize
it was up there.
That what all it meant. I just thought PTSD at the time was, okay, I lost an arm, now I just feel miserable. I didn't get that it's just all mental thing, even though I'm physically healthy. Something up here isn't. And I don't know, I just feel like I snap all the time.
Yeah.
Over little things. I admitted myself a couple times to a psych ward. The first time I really realized that I had a problem, I went off on my youngest, on Jacqueline. And she was still in high school. It was over the trash can being full. And I snapped, grabbed her, this was first thing in the morning, grabbed her report card that was sitting on the counter. She was failing one class, wadded it up, started calling her names, threw it at her, told her she'd never be nothing in life. And I'm hearing me say these things. And in my head, I'm going, what are you doing? I just couldn't control it. And I walked by the couch and I just shoved the couch out of the way, started yelling upstairs at my other daughter. And then I just stopped. And I grabbed the phone and I called the police station. I said, I need help, and I need help now. And within 2 or 3 minutes, I had the police at my door. I told them, look, I don't know what's going on in my head, but there's something not right and I need help. Yes, I do have weapons. My oldest daughter, I guess she could kind of see what was going on. She grabbed all of my guns, put them in my safe, locked them up, and kept the key.
Smart.
Yeah. The one that I had tore into really bad, Jacqueline, she went to school crying. So after my other daughter took me up to the VA, she called the cop to let her know that I'd made it there safely. And he got on the phone with me and he said, look, I went to the school. I talked to your other daughter. She's upset. She obviously doesn't know what started it.
Yeah.
But she's glad you're getting help. And just the thought of me saying those things to my daughter, that's something I can never forgive myself for. She did. She knew it was not me.
Yeah.
But she said it sounded like a demonic voice, just yelling and screaming. I mean, I could literally see what was going on. I just couldn't stop it. And then when I finally stopped it and I got the help and I got on some medications, then they started piling more and more and more. And then that's when I quit all that. Yeah, but...
Yeah, good on you for for calling yourself out.
Yeah. And I know now when I'm starting to feel that,
yeah,
and I try and remove myself from everybody.
Yeah.
It's weird. And now that I'm not taking all the medications, I can feel when it's coming.
Yeah.
So,
and you know it's on its way, so you can do something about it.
And usually I'll try and occupy myself by playing a stupid game on my phone.
Yeah.
Just something that gets my mind off of it.
Yeah.
Watching stupid videos.
Yeah.
It's little things like that help. And if I do snap at somebody, like my daughter, she understands now if I snap, not to snap back.
Yeah. Well, she knows it's like something.
My daughter knows
a demon's coming up inside.
Yeah, it's the demons that I fight that are coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I try to keep them subdued as much as possible.
Yeah.
But just like anybody who's not even been in the military, everybody has their own demons.
Yeah.
Everybody fights mentally with something.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You have something going on in your
head.
And the best thing I found out is just talking about it. Talk about what makes you angry. I know it sounds stupid. But I don't think like the VA now, they want me to do counseling over the phone. Like Wednesday, I have a phone appointment with my psychiatrist, one of them. And I'm going to tell him the same thing I told him last year. I'm fine. There's nothing that a video conference is going to fix.
Well, it's good that you could recognize that.
Yeah.
And you can see it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's easy to emotionally get to a place.
Yeah.
And only when you stop and go, well, wait, why am I in this place? And you realize that emotions really aren't real.
No, they're
but
not.
They feel real.
No, and I don't know. I like I told you, I started smoking marijuana, cannabis, and it has helped physically and mentally. I take 1 pill a day now instead of 20 something that I was on. At first, I would lose cognitivity. Yeah, I was super high when I first started, but after a while, that super high feeling goes away, and I can actually do stuff and not, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? It relaxes me to where I can.
You're in the now.
In the now.
You're not worried about the future.
I don't hurt anybody. I just stay at home when I do it. Mind my own business.
Yeah.
But it's done wonders. I don't understand how it's a Schedule 1 drug still, and cocaine a Schedule 2. I think it should be medically prescribed to people. And get off the opioids.
Yeah, for sure.
The opioids, I had to detox from those at one time. It's not fun. I laid on a bathroom floor, throwing up for 3 days.
Wow.
I could have either done it at home or at a hospital.
Yeah.
Did it at home. Because they'll do the same thing at a hospital, just let you do it. You have to. I won't touch them again. No.
Yeah.
Give me my cannabis. Leave the opioids out of it. I'll smoke something natural. Be happy. Laugh about it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the military, I think everybody should do 2 years in the military. Male, female, doesn't matter. You come out of high school.
Do it.
Do it. That way you can find a career path, even if you might not go down it in life. Like mine. What kind of career path is out there for a 19 Delta? The only thing I know how to do is shoot, move, and communicate. Okay, a cop. Well, I didn't want to go into law enforcement after.
Yeah.
What else is there? The military taught me how to kill and to talk on the radio. So I had to start doing other stuff until I found something I liked. I liked being a bus driver, seeing the kids every morning, joking around with them. It was great. I liked being a garbage man. Nobody messed with me. I mean, I worked on Fort Hood, worked overseas, never found anything I liked as much as the military.
Yeah. Maybe being a grandpa?
I love that. That's the greatest thing I've done so far. Because now I can see what other people saw in my kids as they were growing up.
Yeah.
And now I can look back and go, that was you. Except this one's worse.
You're doing all right, Jamie.
Yeah. I like where my life is right now. There's times where I thought I couldn't handle it. Many times. But I have some good kids that back me no matter what. I would do anything for them. And I know they'd do anything for me. I mean, I've got a great family now, I've got great friends. And I don't talk to them all the time. I mean, my friends, I thought I had a lot of friends before. No, you only have 4 or 5 friends. You have acquaintances.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, people that say they're your friend, but...
Real good friends are rare.
Yeah. And I still talk to some of the guys that I was in Desert Storm with.
Yeah.
That, yeah. It's... And seeing where they're at now, and we're all about the same place in life, it's like, wow, we're kind of actually invincible. Think about it. Nothing's killed us yet. And we've been through some serious stuff. Even not non-military like you.
Yeah, I've seen a few things.
Yeah. Been in some situations you probably didn't want to be in.
Yeah.
You're invincible. Prove me wrong.
Let's go get some lunch.
Let's do it. Sounds good.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you
for sharing.
Thank you.
Wow.
I loved it.